Hey guys, so yes, apparently, as you have heard, I am the first girl ever to get a Christian BBL. A lot of people have been asking me what
Christian BBL. Shalom everyone, welcome to our next video, and today we're gonna be reacting on this video of this young lady by the name of Sophiology on her YouTube channel. Now we're gonna use this for fair use, and to be honest, it is crazy. Christianity is becoming more crazy and crazy and crazy, especially with these social media Christians. Christianity has become a joke. Christian is now looking like a joke to the world. These are some of the things that attract mockery. To this faith. That makes this faith just look very hypocritical. Look like it's not even real. Like this God that we serve is not even real. Because of how the people who are professing it behave and what they will do in the name of Christianity or in the name of being a Christian. Now this young lady here, she says that she's the first one to do a Christian BBL. Christian BBL. Now by all means, if you wanted to do a BBL, right, why did you put Christian in it? That's like the main thing right now. That's like the main thing. Now I know that we all say that we are our own man or our own woman, which is actually a lie. Because if you're a Christian, you are not your own. The Bible said it, that you are not your own. Whenever you accepted the Messiah, Christ, you became a living sacrifice, and you have to know you're basically dead in Christ and living for him, and you cannot live for your own anymore. And day by day we have to learn to slay the flesh and walk in the spirit. So we're not our own. But popular talk amongst people, especially in the world, will say that, you know, we are our own man and our own woman. So according to popular talk, you are your own man and your own woman, right? So if you want to go and do your BBL, by all means, right? But why did you put Christian in it? Trying to make it look famous and influencing other people to do the same. Anyway, let's listen to what this young lady is saying here now, because she faced a whole heap of backlash and whiplash for this, which is rightly so. Because you cannot be mixing Christian with worldly things. You cannot be disorderly when you're talking about quote unquote, at least quote unquote, Christianity. This is the reason why I made a video about I am done with Christianity, and that's mainstream Christianity. This type of Christianity where people come and make this thing about their feelings, what they think, their own opinion, and all of that, and not about Christ and the things of Christ. Anyway, I think I'm talking too much. Listen to this lady and I'll be reacting.
a Christian BBL is. I have a YouTube video up about it, but people would rather be loud and wrong. So here I am to compress basically how I got my Christian BBL and what exactly that even is. I get the YouTube vlogs are not for everyone. I only watch a few YouTubers myself. By the way, my name is Sophiology. So what is a Christian BBL and how did I end up getting mine? Okay, so I booked my surgery with Dr. Jung in Houston. I'm not sure if he's a Christian. I never asked him. It wasn't relevant to my surgery. But anyways, I'm sure God was there because God never leaves me. Everyone has called my procedure a BBL, so I call it that now too. But if we're being specific, I specifically got lipo 360 and fat transferred to my hips. If I sound aggravated, it's been a long day.
The reality is that's what you got. You got a lipo 360 and whatever, transferring whatever to wherever you want to transfer it. You never got a Christian Brazilian butt lift. That's what happened.
But Anyways, I decided that instead of getting the surgery and keeping it hush hush, it would be nice to let my followers know I got this surgery because I'm honest. I've lost 40 pounds this year, and I also have a reputation on YouTube for weight loss, self-care, beauty influencing, you name it. So being transparent is kind of important, and I'm here for the girls. I knew not everyone would be happy about my choice to get my body done because arguably I had a nice body before, and I'm not supposed to change how God made me or whatever, but I did, and I chose to be honest about it. So I share my experience on YouTube, right? Just a regular BBL vlog, and I was met with more backlash than I expected. Like, I was being dragged. My family was so upset and worried for my mental health. Like, it was crazy. And I know I got Christian followers, but to be dragged like that is crazy. I was disgusted by the way some people were talking to me. And if you know me in real life, I don't tolerate such rubbish. You're not gonna bully me and I keep quiet in the name of I'm an influencer. If I have time, I'm a...
Now check this out, people. Now she did what she did. She called it a Christian BBL. And the real Christians stepped out. The real Christians stand up. And now you're gonna play a victim. This is what happened. You're gonna play a victim and be defensive. And this is what's going on in Christianity right now, in mainstream Christianity right now. Is people doing the wrong things, and rather than just repenting, rather than just looking into themselves and be sorry about it or address it properly, or whatever it is, they play a victim and then they attack other people. I've seen this happen so many times. It's not even funny, amongst Christians who should uphold the right things. When you are corrected, you don't love it. The Bible says fools don't love correction. So when you're being corrected, you don't like it, and you find a way to play victim and to act as if people are attacking you and people are trying to bring you down. This is what's going on in Christianity right now. Even with these sermons. These sermons now are actually sermons of the flesh, not sermons of the spirit. Many of these sermons that you listen to, it's all about people dragging you down and bringing you down, and it's all about that. And that's the type of mindset that these Christians are now having, walking around, want to do what they want, say what they want in the name of Christianity or in the name of being a Christian. That has nothing to do with Christianity, quote unquote. And then when they get the backlash of it, they play victim and make up enemies in their head. Let's continue.
Clap back. Never was I promoting plastic surgery or saying it's right in God's eyes. I was just being honest and sharing my experience to my followers. I think it's the Nigerian in me that can be dramatic at times. Like, it's very Nigerian to be sarcastic when you're insulting people. And when you mix sarcasm and dramatization, you basically have a recipe for what happened yesterday. So I decided, you know what? As much as I love having a Christian audience or whatever, I don't want the judgmental ones who speak to me out the side of their neck as if they're perfect or holier than everybody else. I want the girls and guys that are humble and know that a walk with God is not spotless. The only
No, she don't want the quote-unquote judgmental Christian. She want the humble Christian. But you're not humble. So theology, you're not humble. Because if you want to have people on your platform that are humble, but you are not humble, because you are not humble enough to look into what you are doing, and you know what you are doing, because based on how she's talking, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she got herself into. But rather than being humble, she wants other people to be humble. Wow. Wow.
perfect example of a person is Jesus. And I found it necessary to remind people that the God I serve still loves you, even when you do things he told you not to do. God knows we sin, guys. As much as he's powerful and just, he's also merciful and loving. Also, my personal walk with God is nobody's business as well. So I clap back to the dragging. I posted on my YouTube channel yesterday, but I wanted to make sure I targeted the right audience when I posted. Like, I wanted to grab these judgmental Christians by their pubic hairs and drag them off my channel for good. So...
What you really wanted, what this person really wanted, people, is to pull away those who are drag away, right? Those who would keep her in check. The real brothers and sisters who would keep her in check and keep the ones around who will encourage her these behaviors continually. This is not a this is not a real Christian walk she's on. In all honesty, at this point, she can change. Everybody can change, but at this point, she's on a real walk with Christ. For Christ has commanded us to be holy, just as He is holy. You know, our God commanded us not to be like the world. Our God commanded us about the lust of the eyes, the lust of the flesh, and the pride of life. So she's on a walk with God. She's on a walk with a imaginary God that loves you regardless of the evil that you're doing. That will condone even when you trample upon His grace. He will just love you nonetheless. You know, there's a scripture that talks about if we continue in our sin after we have the knowledge of truth, that there remain no more sacrifice for sin. I wonder if our preachers are not preaching that to them. Anyway, those scriptures will be posted here on this video.
I knew exactly how to make sure they wouldn't miss this video. I knew exactly what would make them show up right on time for insults. I titled my video very sarcastically, as you guys have seen now, and that is how I got a Christian BBL. Because I knew my intentions, I literally saw no issue, but of course social media got a hand of it, and that was it. I knew it would cause trouble on YouTube. Oh, for sure. But I had no idea it would cross all social media from TikTok to Twitter or X or be trend.
But this is the thing. You knew it would cause trouble, and you still did it. Now that sounds like a Christian that's looking for trouble. Oh, I know that this is gonna cause trouble, but let me do it anyway. You never knew that you will reach this far, and that's why you're quote unquote clapping back. So you knew that something would cause trouble, do it anyway. It caused the trouble, and now you're clapping back. You're a troublesome Christian.
Like it was never my intention to make fun of God in any way. Never. I get fear. I get sense. But I got mad, and that's what happens when you throw hands with your haters and it gets out of control. Unfortunately. Honestly, without context, it looks very bad. But I'm thankful to God for turning yet another ugly situation for me in my favor. I'm glad it has people talking about God in general. How often do you see young people talking about God and standing up for God like this? Oh, Mom, if you like, continue to drag me, Shy. I don't care. God knows my intentions were pure, and my BBL isn't following me to heaven, unfortunately. I've got to leave it behind me. Pun intended.
Wow. You see that? This is modern day Christianity for you, where people do what they want whenever they want, condone any form of evil, and then find ways to defend it. Like William Murphy, like all these other people who are in Christianity, but still doing all manner of evil, all manner of unruliness, all manner of unrighteousness, all manner of things, and try to find ways to make it look right, and then call those who are truly taking up a stand for God the judgmental one. Man, when Christ come back to judge the world and judge the earth, these are the same type of Christians. But they're gonna say that, oh God, you're too judgmental. Anyway, people, don't fall in this type of Christianity. Don't fall into these type of Christians, especially these social media Christians. Nowadays, I see them on TikTok. You wanna see them? Go on TikTok. You will see these Christians on TikTok. Anyway, let me get into the comment section to show you something here. Comment section. One person says here, I was with you until you said, God knows we sin, guys. I understand that we all sin and fall short of God's glory, but we still can't mistreat God's grace and take it for granted. Romans chapter 6 verse 2 reminds us that we shouldn't go on sinning just because we know that God gives grace, especially if you're going to be an influencer who more caters towards Christians. You can't justify and glorify living however you want because God forgives. I condone the hate. I don't condone the hate comments, but I also don't agree with your justification either. Ultimately, you made a decision to do what you wanted with your body, but don't put God or Christianity on it afterward to appeal to your followers. I agree with that. Definitely agree with that. Let's read one more. It says here, if you're an influencer, be ready to be accountable to the people you are influencing. The Bible does not divide Christians into judgmental version and non-judgmental. So if your target audience include Christians, then be ready to receive the heat when you post something that is contradictory to the faith. True. You don't choose the type of Christians to reach after being dragged. A Muslim or Jew would gladly put you in your place as well if they felt as if you were disrespecting the faith. Sending you lots of love and prayers. But let's call a spade a spade. That's true. I won't be reading anymore. But that is very true. So you see here you have people still showing a level of maturity with this and putting things in the right context. Let's stop playing with God. God is not no playboy.